worry about that later. Pete Edwards Field has been host to so many amazing matchups in the Panama City Beach tournament. So what's ahead this afternoon as the first matchup in the Division I semifinals kicks off with the rematch of the regular season. It's not going. Is it? Come.
Ezekiel to receive.
Pete Edwards Field has hosted so many amazing matches over the last decade plus, and today Pete Edwards Field hosts the 2021 NHSA National Tournament presented by Kingdom.com. And what's ahead today as the Freedom Cowboys, returning for the first time since 2019, collide with the runner-up in the national championship last year, the Ezekiel Academy Knights. Welcome to everyone watching around the world. I'm Spencer Thompson alongside Brendan Daniel, proud to be with you in Panama City Beach, Florida. While the Freedom Cowboys, an incredible season, had a 500 record last year, didn't get the chance to participate in the Florida tournament. Coach Kyle Collins, it's got coaching staff, as well as kids like Joshua Butler, TJ Lorio, all the guys involved. They're ready to fight for the right to be in the national championship on Monday night. Meanwhile, for Ezekiel Academy, everyone knows about the collapse that they had with going up by 3 touchdowns, then losing to the Evangel Christian School Lightning last year. But if there's one thing you know about it, about Coach Hunter Wilson and all the guys on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, it's that they've beaten the Evangel Lightning twice, once in the regular season and a close matchup in the state championship earlier. So this matchup, both of them fighting for something to prove and trying to get potentially another crack at Evangel in the state championship. Brendan, what a treat we have for this first semifinal. Let's talk first about Ezekiel Academy, runner-up. They're a designated away team, not the position they expected to be in coming into this year, but there's one thing we know about Ezekiel Academy, it's that they're ready to fight, and it's because of their stars on the offensive side of the ball.
Absolutely. You got guys like Peyton Leach, Michael Richardson, everybody's just ready to go. This is a revenge game, and I'm sure they're ready to get these payback for what they did in a couple weeks ahead.
Game about to kick off. The Ezekiel Academy Knights are going to receive, but quickly, Freedom Cowboys, what impresses you most about them and being the higher seed?
Man, just that defensive pressure they're going to put on these boys. They're going to have to really pull their guard up this game against Freedom Cowboys. They'll bring that pressure when it comes to defense.
Really quick transition. Audrey's going to get it to the field, the main cam. Jerry's going to head down the field. We're going to get up in just a few moments and welcome you to this semifinal in Panama City Beach, Florida. And with the kick of the ball, we are underway in Panama City Beach, Florida. It goes all the way to the end zone for a touchback.
First and 10, Cowboys.
And, you know, Brendan, we talked about it leading up to this contest, the close matchup we're going to see all around. And we see the Ezekiel Academy offense. We only saw them once this year when they played against the Tennessee Heat. Just played earlier, and for Ezekiel Academy, the offense is dangerous as ever, especially here in Panama City Beach.
This game is going to be very close, but don't expect the Cowboys to give it up that easy when it comes to defense. They're very good at it.
And they fortunately get to start on offense as a visitor. This is going to start with a deep toss in the left side. What a catch by Maddie Spackman. It's a foot race, and Maddie Spackman is going to go all the way. Ezekiel Academy will strike first. Touchdown.
Number 5, Peyton Leach connects with number 4, Maddie Spackman.
And they're going to bring it back, actually.
For the touchdown, as we switch sides of the field for the extra point try.
Or actually, no, it is a touchdown. They do swap it with the extra points we've seen all throughout. Do that just to prevent the ball from being prevent it with the ball so that it doesn't go into neighbor yards. You see in start off a great touchdown by Maddie Spackman as they will trust it to Mac Mills for the extra point attempt. Mac Mills. And the kick is up through the right side of the uprights, no good. So it starts out, Maddie Spackman with the first touchdown for the Ezekiel Academy Knights. They strike first to set the tone early against the Freedom Cowboys. set the tone early. It's what the Ezekiel Academy Knights are trying to accomplish, and they get that done. The touchdown from their senior receiver, Matty Spackman, and an onside kick as this goes more than 10 yards. It's fallen on by Tristan Martone, and with that, the Freedom Cowboys offense, which has just been so impressive on the year. And it's interesting, Brendan, for this offense, it's been a team that is so rush heavy. They go so much with that RPO, and you don't see as many passing plays from the Freedom Cowboys, but it's just that level of danger is why the Freedom Cowboys are now, especially with Coach Kyle Collins in his 16th season as the offensive coordinator and head coach, it's a big reason why they're on this stage at this moment.
Absolutely. The RPO has been very dangerous for them to be doing this season, but they've also done some trickery plays and a couple passing plays in there. I'm sure they're going to fit some in there as well.
Might be able to see some trickery, and we have our first penalty. False start.
For the snap, encroachment,
Sorry,
defense,
encroachment.
5-yard penalty, replay first down.
Still first down.
Freedom Cowboys get a little bit of a break there to start out, and a 1st and 5. With motion, high snap, and this will be handed off. The star senior and Joshua Butler trying to push the pile. Gain of about 3 yards. The big reason why Butler, of course, last year had several awards for Player of the Week. Didn't quite get that this year. He was nominated several times, but takes off his helmet there, maybe to shake off some of the sand that resulted in it from there, as you don't see that often on a football field. Of course, we are in Florida. Maybe that's the sand is either just natural there. It's to try and get some of the divots in the ground off, as Butler has to shimmy it out for now. A 2nd and 2, and there's that trickery we were talking about as they get Butler here, and in motion is Maynard, and they'll fake it to Butler. This will be kept by Oliver Johnson, and the ball is loose and fallen on by the lineman in Pierce Dalton. Nobody knew it was loose.
That's just defense not well aware. I'm sure the two guys that are sitting back there, the secondaries, they should have at least peeked around, see what was going on, but
they were looking and looking, trying to find find where it was. At least once they realized that the ball was out and it was still in play. But fortunately for the Cowboys, it results in a 1st down and brings it to about the 47-yard line. First and 10, Butler again. That offensive line creates a hole for him to get up to the 40-yard line. 7-yard gain, and whistles blow there as Butler, a little bit of shove there with Isaiah Zorn. Didn't look like anything intentional. And brings up a 2nd and 3. You know what, we might as well bring in our rules analyst for the game. We'll bring him up a little bit after this play for a 2nd and 3 as the Freedom Cowboys try to march down the field. As again to Joshua Butler, getting through his average and a little bit more, as Butler is going to go down to about the 19-yard line, and the Freedom Cowboys are in the red zone. So we'll get our rules analyst in, Mr. Ronnie Perkins, the head of the Mid-State Officials Association and the Middle Tennessee Football Officials Association. You know, Ronnie, your crews have had the privilege of going to Gatlinburg and other All-Star games and different games on these stages. And this is one of the very rare situations where you're watching from the outside here. What is it you mostly look for when looking at officials and looking at their mechanics and such? What do you look for in national championships and national stages like this? Thank you for that, Ronnie, as that's carried up by Oliver Johnson, and brings up now a 2nd down coming up. We're already seeing Brendan after a 7-yard gain. You know, Joshua Butler, his average carries about 7-10 yards a game. He's one of the major reasons this Freedom Cowboys offense is so successful and already getting involved early in this national semifinal.
Absolutely, and I would love to see his yak. And for those who don't know,
And here goes Joshua Butler again. Sorry to cut you off, Brendan, as goes up. It'll be a 1st and goal to move the chains for a 1st down. And as you were saying about Joshua Butler.
Yeah, no, I would love to see his yak. And for those who don't understand that, it's yards after contact. Because after he gets hit, it just feels like he goes in another motor and just goes harder and harder as he runs.
I tell you what, it's especially the Freedom Cowboys with how heavy of a rushing team they are. You know, if you could give it to Ogletree or Martone, they've even got Raymond Hunton, the senior from Riverside Christian, who's gotten some carries in throughout the year. What a pivotal piece he's been as a senior, of course, with Riverside Christian not able to have a season this year. Speaking of Oliver Johnson, going to the end zone, touchdown. The Freedom Cowboys respond, and 2-point conversion likely coming up.
Again, that danger of the RPO. You just have, well, just sitting there and just able to run in. Everybody's doing great coverage. That offensive line is just perfect against this defense.
And there is a flag down on the far side. I see a conference here about this, and see what they call in the penalty there, and the flag is actually waved off. So actually, Ronnie, a perfect time to ask you on this. From what you saw in that play and the advantage you saw, you think no call good? You see anything particular?
The no call was the right call, and I like the way they came together, discussed it, and got it right. That's always the smart and appropriate way to handle it.
Perfect there, and now brings up 6-0. And 2-point conversion attempt coming up. The Freedom Cowboys don't have a field goal kicker. At least they don't attempt it as often. And now Oliver Johnson, left side. Let's carry here. Johnson still on his feet. The tackle's avoided and finally brought down by Peyton Patchell. And ball popping out. The try is no good. So the Freedom Cowboys get the equalizer and help make a stop with the missed PAT. And 6-all with about 7:31 left to go in the first quarter. .7:31 left in the first quarter, and already the Freedom Cowboys get the equalizer. This may be one of those back and forth contests, and it's already the case here with 6-all. Ogletree, fantastic kicker for Freedom Cowboys, will have this bounce all the way for a touchback. And that's been the story of the season for the Freedom Cowboys, Brendan. Nathan Ogletree has essentially 9 times out of 10, or even a higher percentage, he's kicked it into the back of the end zone for a touchback and prevented any sort of kickoff returns.
The kid surely has an NFL leg, honestly, at this point. He's been nothing but touchbacks all season, and Coach, you got to give him some field goal chances, man. I mean, honestly.
Looking for double the amount of points on the PAT. As Ezekiel Academy goes on their second offensive drive. Handoff, and the ball is loose, but fallen back on by Corey Murphy. Lorio got the tackle. Corey Murphy just slipped up on the ball. Fortunate that it wasn't a turnover on downs or forced a fumble recovery. As Ezekiel Academy, it's only a loss of a yard, so better advantage, at least a better situation for Ezekiel Academy Knights. Now got a 2nd and 11. Toss, right side, incomplete, intended for Baumgartner. Baumgartner, one of the unsung heroes of this offense. You know, he's a senior this year. He had several catches for touchdowns in the national championship in the semifinal last year. He's one of those who does produce, but he's not targeted as much, and it's just because of how deep this Ezekiel Academy offense is.
Absolutely, but I'm sure they're going to try to fit him in some way in the offense. He's been doing a lot lately, and he deserves to get as much opportunities as he needs.
Once again, Peyton Leach, a lot of targets, and we have a stoppage. Believe a false start.
For the snap, false start. Offense, 5-yard penalty, replay 3rd down.
5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
So 3rd down with the false start there. Potentially encroachment, which we learned from our friend up here in the booth. There is no offsides in high school, at least on the defense. As this gets tossed, catch is made by Spackman. As Spackman gets down to about the 18-yard line, a big stop by the defense. Jakyle Sims and company on the stop.
To Spackman. Gain of 6 brings up 4th.
And it does get a gain of 6, at least to get back from the lost yardage on the penalty, and 1-yard loss. They get back for a 4th and 10, and Ezekiel Academy forced to punt it with Corey Murphy. Correction, Peyton Leach punts it away, a high up good punt, as it looks like Oliver Johnson may have tried to return there, and a beautiful bounce all the way down to the 21, maybe the 22-yard line. And this Freedom Cowboys offense will get back to work. And it stops like this off the bat as the offense for the Ezekiel Academy Knights. You think, okay, stop here, not so bad, but it stops like these by the Freedom defense is what's going to keep them in this ball game.
Absolutely, and like I said, their defense is the key to winning this game, because as long as they can get Ezekiel Academy's offense off the field and lead their defense on, it's going to be tough for them to lose this game.
First and 10 on about the 23-yard line. Freedom Cowboys lob to Butler on the left side, is being chased down and forced for a tackle in coverage. First contact by Peyton Patchell, and then assisted by his teammate in Brendan Tormey, the junior. Gain of about 4.
2nd down, Cowboys.
Handoff, fake handoff, Johnson up the middle and swallowed up by the defensive line.
Patchell again on the stop.
Traditionally for the Ezekiel Academy Knights, we know them as an offensive heavy team. For the last few years we've covered them, but the defense has really stepped up, and that's in part to Hunter Bowden, the defensive coordinator, who's changed the formations and changed the systems that they've done on the defensive schemes. It's really benefited them, especially only allowing 6 points against this Freedom offense. And time winding down with about 3 yards left to go to the line to gain. Here's now Johnson. Signaling motion, and flags fly.
Dead ball. Delay a game.
Delay
Offense.
a game there.
5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Not the kind of penalties you want early on.
Absolutely not, but I'm going to tell you back where James said the last game, this is the disadvantage you have at this angle of the field, because you don't get to see the play clock. So you're literally trying to probably look at the ref, if he's even counting down, to see how much time you have left.
what was an easy chance maybe for Butler. It's still within his average, but they won't give it to Butler. He'll just block. Johnson, it's an interception. The lineman, Sam Brown, gets the pick at the line. Tipped, hand swatted, and just like that, Ezekiel Academy is in the red zone.
And that's a defensive lineman tip drill right there. Just able to tip it, and the linebacker just sits back, wait for the ball to come down and catch it. Great play.
It's either tipped or it looked like the arm of Johnson may have been swatted. It's still a forward pass. And now Ezekiel Academy, prime chance for them to go up, especially with their defense making a big stop. Leach airing it out, trying to go with the pass for Tormey, and incomplete.
Pass intended for Tormey, number 12, incomplete. Raymond Hunt, number 7, providing coverage for the Cowboys.
And the PA announcer mentioning Raymond Hunt, talked about him, senior for originally going into 2021. Thought he was going to be with Riverside Christian. Didn't have enough players come out to training camps and everything. So him and Will O'Neill decided, you know what, let's the Freedom Cowboys aren't too far for Huntsville in terms of Fayetteville to Huntsville. Incomplete pass intended for Murphy on the screen, but Will O'Neill and Raymond Hunt, they talked with Coach Collins, and with talking with Coach Collins, they've really submerged well, and he told them from now on we're knowing them as Freedom Cowboys. They're family, and they've really blended well with this Freedom Cowboys team, and it's really showed. And a chance for Raymond Hunt to be on the national stage here, it's something special.
Absolutely, and he's been doing all the work he can do to get this team right where they are, and he's been a big, big help.
Murphy alone, he'll take the direct snap. An interesting play, and he's tripped up there by, that's 23, and Malachi Solly, another one of the unsung heroes for the Freedom Cowboys this year. We called him a few times. He's made some big defensive stops, and especially with Corey Murphy and how dangerous he gets when he captures the ball, that prevents a potentially first down run there. It's now 4th and 8. And now on the 19-yard line, this Ezekiel Academy offense will go for it deep in territory as Peyton Leach going to air it out right side, and the catch is made! Going to the corner of the end zone, it's Brendan Tormey, the junior, with the touchdown. What was a 4th down and long is now another 6 points for the Knights. The catch there, found it on the outside, beat his defensive counterpart Maynard and Will O'Neill, and just like that, Ezekiel Academy is up by 6.
And even the wideout on the other side on the same side with him gave him a little pick, so that defensive player was able it was kind of like a block and able to get in that end zone without being touched.
And they won't go for the 2-point conversion attempt. Same formation here with Murphy. Backside, he'll just keep it, and he's going to be stopped well short of the goal line. Freedom Cowboys defense stepping up on the 2-point conversions, but got the better of them on the touchdown from Brendan Tormey. 12-6 in Panama City. The 2021 NHSA National Championship Semifinal, presented by Kingdom.com, is sponsored by Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way, and by Fairlife Core Power Protein. Work hard, recover harder. Ezekiel Academy takes the lead, and ball bounces off. It's gone 10 yards. Raymond Hunt keeps it, and You know, it's on those, it's kind of dangerous plays. Once it goes beyond 10 yards, the ball's fair game. Good job by Raymond Hunt to keep it secure. And now this Freedom Cowboys offense will get back on the move. And
Ball will be at the 42 or 37-yard line. First and 10, Freedom.
And now on the 37-yard line. Ball handed off. It's a keep by Johnson. It's going to be wrapped up by Tormey and move the chains for a first down. The junior in Oliver Johnson. You think he's a junior now? Imagine how amazing he's going to be as a senior heading into 2022.
He's going to be amazing, and if they keep this offensive line, oh my goodness, watch out for the Cowboys to be back here.
Fake again. Johnson avoiding the tackle. Second one this time by Peyton Leach. Quarterback on quarterback action, and the chains move again. The Freedom Cowboys may have found their groove.
And again, watch as he's just able to move his feet even when he's tackled. Just keep moving your feet, jut them up, and you'll be able to get through those tackles easily.
First and 10. Johnson again. That RPO dangerous and gets to about the 27-yard line. And again, another first down by the extraordinary Oliver Johnson.
First down, Freedom.
Freedom Cowboys offense marching down the field. High up, and this time they give it to Joshua Butler, trying to find some space to the outside. Far flag from the backside as Leach gets the tackle, and you have a flag down the backside. It looks like we may actually have a second flag there. Maybe they flag the same penalty, and we'll get the call from our official.
Holding. Offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
Probably both flagging the same hold, and holding call back for first and 20. Most of the times you see big runs, there's a flag. 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a holding, as we are under 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter in this national championship semifinal. First and 20. Butler, or that's not Butler, it's Raymond Hunt pushing the pile and gained back 10 yards, so got back the penalty yardage, maybe even 11. And we'll spot it there for a 2nd and 9. I'll tell you what, Raymond Hunt has just been so impressive with the way he's submerged into this system, as we mentioned earlier, but there's a big reason why he's been so successful. It's just because of his ability to make big plays like that.
Not to mention the winning in the trenches. The offensive line gives him a big help in that.
And didn't get a win in the trenches that time, as Brown and Patchell bring down Raymond Hunt. Gain of maybe 2 or 3 yards, and looks like a timeout called by Ezekiel Academy with 48 seconds left to go in the first quarter. The 2021 NHSA National Championship semifinal presented by Kingdom.com, sponsored by Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way, and by Fairlife Core Power Protein. Work hard, recover harder. 48 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Freedom Cowboys on a 3rd down and 7. As Johnson is going to air it out to the end zone, overthrew his intended target, and we have a flag. Looks like they're going to call pass interference on there. And we'll get the official announcement in a second, but you see the replay there. Johnson there, and contact there. Wait for the official to give the announcement, but and it takes off 2 seconds. Says they'll have a conference here. I think perfect time to bring in our rules analyst,
Pass
Ronnie
interference
Perkins,
against the defense.
as you hear pass
Half the
interference.
distance to the goal results in a 1st down.
Ronnie, what'd you see on that play?
I believe the official was probably ruling that the contact displaced the receiver, so that was more of a playthrough, and that's why he called it.
1st and 10, Cowboys.
They call it there and gives a lucky break to the Freedom Cowboys. And a 1st and 10 on the 11. Butler faked carry to Johnson again, collided with his defensive lineman in Logan Breyer. Now 30 seconds
Gain of 4.
left in the first quarter.
2nd down.
Second and 6. 4-yard gain with that rush, and Johnson this time hands it off to Butler. He's going to gallop into the end zone. Touchdown, Freedom Cowboys.
Butler's such a strong running back as he just, watch the replay right here, he just bends through. Offensive line just able to make plays and holes where he can fit in, and he just bulls through that defense for an easy touchdown.
And that gives just 7.4 left in this first quarter in a tightly knit game. Both teams have not made a 2-point conversion thus far. Of course, why we resulted in tied at 12. Does the trend continue here, or do the Freedom Cowboys take the lead for the... They take the lead here. Toss right side. Great catch made by TJ Lorio, the sophomore who's been a star throughout the season, gets the first 2-point conversion of the game for either side. And 14-12, the Freedom Cowboys lead here in this semifinal. Special shout out to Malachi Sali's family watching from American Samoa. Of course, the last game we had family watching from one of the Southern Prep players from Africa. Pardon me for forgetting which nation they were from, but Angola. Thank you, producer James. It's about 6 p.m. They got to catch dinner and see their grandson play as this goes back for a touchback. And good kick. It's again, Ogletree is fantastic in the kicking game, Brendan.
Oh, yeah. Look at that leg. Just right in the middle of the end zone. Just, whew, get this kid.
Final seconds of the first quarter, close to expiring. And final 7 seconds winding down, about to wind down here. Last play is Ezekiel Academy back on offense, and a little bit of some jump there from the defensive side. This is going to go deep downfield and incomplete. There's a flag in the backside. And like we were going to get another call for a pass interference here. And looks like they're going to move it
Pass
again.
interference,
And
defense. It's a
yeah,
15-yard
called on
penalty,
the defense.
results in a first down.
All right, Ronnie, what's your thoughts on that?
Ball comes out to the 35-yard
Well,
line.
again, on that particular play, both of them were really playing the ball. There was a little bit of chicken fighting going back and forth, but I'm not sure if it rose to the level of pass interference, but that's what it's going to be today.
They call it there, a second time where it's been a flag called on pass interference. Time expires in the first quarter as the catch is made and a first down. How about Matty Spackman? At the end of the first quarter in the first contest between these two, 12-0, the Freedom Cowboys are leading, and now 14-12 as we head into quarter number 2. The NHSA National Championship semifinal continues right after this intermission. As this is carried, it's the start of the second quarter. Corey Murphy had a carry for a few yards there and carries it up as we get into the second quarter. Spencer Thompson, Brendan Daniel, producer James Shannon today, Audrey Green running our tight cams. We've got rules analyst Ronnie Perkins with us up top, and Jerry Jr. on the field, running field cam from Pete Edwards Field in Panama City Beach, Florida. Beautiful 68 degrees out. Beautiful football weather and great conditions for November football as deep downfield, Peyton Leach airs it out and bobbled. It's picked off. Gavin Maynard won the challenge, and that pick got the better of Spackman, and what a stop for the Freedom Cowboys, as you see on the replay here.
It was just a fight out for that ball as the wideout and the cornerback just fought for it, and the defense won that one.
Apologize, our software having a little bit of issues on the replay system today. We'll do our best to hopefully fix that, but it was a good challenge from earlier. As you see, the challenge there is a bobble, fight for the ball, still stayed up. Good interception there from a young man. As the Freedom Cowboys get a turnover, this is Johnson who carried it up the middle, but yeah, Gavin Maynard, the junior, with the incredible interception, and it's such a clutch moment too. It looks like this is going to be the story of the game, Brendan, with just how tight it's been. It's going to come down to whoever gets the turnovers, whoever scores the two-point conversions. That's what it's likely going to come down to.
Oh, absolutely. Both offenses are great, but we all know defense really wins championships, and this is when defense is going to show out the most here.
Of course, in this semifinal, a chance to play for the national championship or the consolation game. As this toss right side, looks like it's overthrown out of bounds and swatted last second. That was TJ Lorio preventing the interception with the swat, and that'll make it a 3rd down and 7 coming up.
For the Ezekiel defense. 3rd down, Cowboys.
And now 10:29 left to go. And coming up on the Iceberg Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling halftime report, Brendan and I will give you our thoughts and analysis from the first half. Share our thoughts on what's been a closely knit game so far. It's all coming up on the Iceberg Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling halftime report. And a lot of time until that point, with a 3rd down and 7 coming up for this Freedom offense. Johnson with Butler He's going to fake the handoff. Johnson looking, is going to air it out deep downfield to Butler, overthrown, and Peyton Leach was in the coverage there, and it brings up now a 4th down. Freedom Cowboys will punt it away.
Peyton Leach on the coverage. That incompletion results in 4th down and 8.
Talk about as well the rest of the coaching staff. Brett Oliver, the
Ball on the 15-yard line.
is at his work cut out for him today as defensive coordinator against this explosive Ezekiel Academy offense. Of course, Kyle Collins, offensive side, trying to get some quick scores. Has 90 wins heading into today, and timeout will be called by the Freedom Cowboys. Coach Collins fired up, trying to get his team in better positioning. The 2021 NHSA National Championship semifinal, presented by Kingdom.com, is sponsored by First Horizon, all things financial, and by Crutcher's Auto Repair, trusted by Franklin, Tennessee since 1980. .23 left to go here in the first half as this punt goes out of bounds at the 49-yard line, at least about that section.
Johnson's punt.
As clock's still winding down with the punt going out of bounds, 10:06. Well, Brendan, close game so far.
Absolutely, but this is what we suspected. Both teams, like I said, this is a revenge game for Ezekiel Academy, so please believe they're going to turn up and try to get this game won.
– 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. Ezekiel Academy's offense down by a 2-point conversion, and Leach will just keep it, trying to get through this defense, avoiding a tackle there. How about a stiff arm on the second one? Give him some room to breathe as Peyton Leach is going to go all the way inside the 25.
What a great run and great blocking as well by Ezekiel Academy's offense. With Peyton Leach, if it wasn't for him running the ball and reading his line, he probably wouldn't have got that first down.
And stops the clock inside of 10 minutes as well. And this Ezekiel Academy offense just keeps marching down the field, coordinated by Nathan Smith. Talk about the incredible start that Coach Wilson has had, even just his 2nd or 3rd season as a head coach for his 3rd season. As this is incomplete, or is it ruled a fumble? Look, ruled there, incomplete. Looked like it was a forward pass. That pass intended for Curry Murphy, and incomplete. So, Ronnie, on that one, you know, it's close on that where you determine if it's a forward pass or maybe a lateral. What did you see on that one?
I think the wing official got it right. He actually signaled that it was forward and then gave the incomplete signal. Great mechanic.
Yep, and especially, you know, we talk about. And, of course, it doesn't matter if it's behind the line of scrimmage. This is tossed across the middle, incomplete. And an incomplete pass. And Spackman has had some good catches throughout the game, just getting targeted there and missed that one there. 3rd season for Coach Hunter Wilson, 26-7 overall. Not many coaches get that hot of a start when taking over a football program, especially the 8-man level. Few coaches that have gotten those amazing starts through the first few seasons. And, you know, we're talking with Coach Wilson. He's enjoying what he does. He's excited for the future. As a 3rd and 10, kept by Leach, and Peyton Leach has a chance to get in. Joshua Butler can't stop him from breaking the plane of the goal line. The signal is touchdown.
And that's all Peyton Leach on that play, as he's just able to make everybody on the defense really miss, and he's just able to run inside, break more tackles, and get a touchdown.
Peyton Leach on the carry, 24 yards.
We mentioned it, back and forth is what this game is going to come down to. And we've already had about 5 lead changes, I would say, maybe 5 or 6 exchanging touchdowns. Trying to go up by another extra point there. There's a flag thrown on the official underneath the pylon, and we'll see what they call here. Maybe on the secondary, as they will have a discussion here. It looks like it's going to be for hurdling is what the side official has there. They'll discuss it, and
Foul, hurdling.
Yep.
Against the defense. It's half the distance to the goal. We're going to retry.
So they'll retry it there. And Ronnie, did you see any hurdling on that? It looked like we may not have seen it, but what did you see?
Went airborne. The person that he went over had both feet on the ground. So if it's a judgment that he hurdled that player to get an advantage, then he was correct.
And that results in the extra point being good. And instead of a 4-point lead, it is now a 5-point lead with a 19-14 score with 9:32 left to go in the first half. (19-14) as this is a squib kick. It's past the 10 yards. It's still loose, and I believe may have been a recovery by Ezekiel Academy, waiting on the signal, and Ezekiel Academy comes up with it. You got to fall on it, and a recovery by Peyton Patchell. You'll see on the replay here, Peyton Patchell, he's been an incredible senior leader for this team and gets the recovery as, again, it cuts out there, but Peyton Patchell, incredible stuff.
7-yard line. First and 10 Knights.
And this is why on any of those squib kicks or onside kicks, once it goes past 10 yards, you've got to fall on it or contact it in some way. Otherwise, fair game for everybody. First and 10 from now the 36, 37-yard line as Richardson, the senior, gets to the outside. It's a name we haven't called as much all year. A good carry there for about 11 yards.
Gain of 11 brought down by Tristan Martone. First and 10, Ezekiel.
Ezekiel Academy marches down the field. Again, they lead by 5. They have a chance to go up by 11 as they give it off to Richardson again. So Nathan Smith changing up the offensive scheme, giving more carries to Richardson, as it's like they kept giving it to Corey Murphy and changing up the scheme, and it's starting to benefit him here, Brendan.
Well, this is what you want to do in a game like this. They know when Murphy's in, he's obviously going to run the ball. But now that you have another runner in, it's kind of hard if you think that he's going to either be a blocker or a receiver. You never know, because he has the height to be a nice tight end.
2nd and 6, toss right side. Baumgartner gets the reception, gain of about 3 yards. Brings up a 3rd and 3.
Third down, Knights.
12 seniors lead the Ezekiel Academy Knights 2022. It's going to be a fairly junior-heavy class with a lot of seniors graduating. Looking at the rest of the numbers, they have about 5 to 7 juniors, just on a rough estimate. It'll be next man up for 2022. Here goes Leach, left side. Peyton Leach gets the better of the defense there, and a tackle made by Tristan Martone, and it'll move the chains for a first down. Ezekiel Academy in the red zone.
Moves the chains. First and 10 Knights.
Now just outside the 10-yard line, about the 11. Freedom Cowboys secondary. Now the clock is stopped right now at 7:50. There's running down, and we have a timeout called there now by Ezekiel Academy. So now 7:44 left to go in the first half. The 2021 NHSA National Championship semifinal, presented by Kingdom.com, sponsored by First Horizon, all things financial, and by Crutcher's Auto Repair, trusted by Franklin, Tennessee since 1980. Ezekiel Academy Knights just thinking it over, trying to go up by 11 as they have Corey Murphy alone in the backfield, and flags fly for likely false start.
False start on the offense.
And false start as it goes back 5 yards.
Move the ball back near the 17-yard line, where it's still first down.
First and 15. Leach looking for his target, tried to climb the ladder, but Brendan Tormey just a step below. Good coverage there by Nathan Ogletree.
Second down and
And shout out to Peyton Leach, just sitting in that pocket, even though he had pressure coming, and able to get that ball off. Just a tad bit lower, and he probably would have got that touchdown easily.
This is a moment where the Freedom Cowboys defense needs to prevent the game from getting too out of reach. The defense trying to stand tall as you've got Oliver Johnson looking to pressure here as they'll hand it off to Richardson. He'll get stopped at the line, including Lorio and company.
Met first by number 8, Tristan Martone.
And Martone also in coverage there to stop Richardson at the line. And third down and long coming up. Again, this semifinal here, winner goes on to the national championship at 7 p.m. on Monday. They will collide with either the Grace Baptist Academy Golden Eagles and the Evangel Christian School Lightning. An interesting matchup. Leach, right side catch made. Spackman, Matty Spackman will not get the first down. At least get some yardage back for about a 7-yard reception. And get a gain for a 4th down and 7 coming up. This deep in the territory, they'll go for it. You wonder if Ezekiel Academy tries a field goal maybe. You wonder what the range is on their kicker. That'll be an interesting question here. As yeah, they are gonna, it looks like they are going to attempt a field goal, and maybe a fake here. Sophomore Mac Mills to kick, and I'd say this is about maybe a 30-plus yard field goal attempt through the uprights. It is perfect.
Mills' kick is good.
22-14 with the field goal.
6 minutes
It makes it now a 8-point game
Ezekiel Academy Knights extending
as it goes
Freedom
through the
Cowboys
uprights. About halfway through the second quarter, 22-14, Ezekiel Academy leads. Ready, 22-14. Well, kickoff there, and a few yards of return there. No, by Raymond Hunt, and no successful onside kick for Ezekiel Academy as the Freedom Cowboys get great field advantage in Knights territory.
4 yards to the Ezekiel 48-yard line.
Exactly
1st and 10 Cowboys.
about 2 seconds short of the exact halfway point here, as you see a little bit of a good shot of the crowd from the field cam with Jerry Jr. And it brings up now a 1st and 10. See this Freedom Cowboys offense get back to work. And with motion, early movement, false start.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
Move the ball back across midfield near the Freedom 47-yard line. Still 1st down.
Now 1st and 15. Pressure over to Butler, trying to get past the man, can't stiff arm him. The tackle made by Patchell. Butler, a decent catch, gain of about 8 yards.
Gain of 8. 2nd down Cowboys.
Make that a 2nd and 6 coming up as the Freedom Cowboys offense continues to march down the field.
2nd down.
Second and 6. This one, right side. Johnson pushing through and tackled down by Peyton Patchell and moves the chains here for a 1st down.
And that's all Johnson, just able to get through the defense, make a lot of people miss, and able to get that 1st down easily.
First down and 10. Johnson has got some space and blockers. Johnson, what a block by TJ Lorio, and Johnson is going to get across the pylon and a touchdown. The Freedom Cowboys are back in business.
What a play run by the Cowboys. Just nothing but a great block. Perfect block. key block and just able to run in the ball for a nice touchdown.
And this two-point conversion, crucial, especially when you get down to the later parts of the game. And the Freedom Cowboys struggled on making two-point conversions throughout the contest. Have only made one. And struggle on the season. Toss right side, overthrown, intended for TJ Lorio. Incomplete. 22-20 with 4:34 left to go in the first half. Freedom Cowboys down by 2. .434 left to go in the second quarter as this gets, again, just booted back by Ogletree. No chance. Even had the wind in his favor, too, to help with that. But
I think just a little bit more, it would have been a good field goal.
First and 10 Knights.
there should be – you know what? I know that you're usually a rules analyst, Ronnie, but I'm interested in your take on this. How would you feel about a rule in place if the kicker on a kickoff gets it through the uprights for a field goal, a certain amount of points? How do you think that would be?
Well, I think we're going to leave that in arena football, and then we're going to go ahead and call it a touchback.
Maybe something to look into as this carry goes to the left side. Corey Murphy carry there.
Corey Murphy on the carry.
Ezekiel Academy still have the upper hand, leading by 2.
No gain. Second down.
Try to march at 80 yards down the field. Plenty of time to do so. Reminder again, 2 other contests after this afternoon's game that are on right now. The second semifinal for the Division I bracket. Grace Baptist and Evangel after this one as Leach airs it out and incomplete. Pass intended for Baumgartner. And there is a flag down. There is a flag down here, and the question is what do they call? Is it maybe a hold, pass interference? As they have a discussion here.
I'm going to call pass interference on defense.
Holding, defense. It's a 10-yard penalty, results in a first down.
Well, Ronnie, holding called on the defense. Do you see anything to warrant the penalty?
Good call. The hold occurred before the ball was thrown, so it was definitely a good call on the hold.
Hold. Toss right side. Baumgartner with the reception. He's got some space. Trying to collide with Raymond Hunt and brought down after a gain of about 7-8 yards. Raymond Hunt could have been Baumgartner alone on the sideline if it had not been for Raymond Hunt.
Sets up second down
Now brings up about 2-3 yards short. Now a 2nd down and 3. Hand off again. Here's Murphy, Corey Murphy, trying to find some more space. He's going to go out of bounds at the 46-yard line. And just like that, Corey Murphy with another huge gain.
It's Corey Murphy doing what he does best, just able to get right on the side there and just get a nice first down, a couple more yards.
Now the Knights have marched down from the 20-yard line in their own territory to the 45 in Freedom's territory and find themselves on a 1st and 10. Quick toss, Leach, catch is made, Spackman. Spackman loses the ball, not a flag in the backfield, looked like it, and loss of a yard or 2 on the play for a 2nd and 11.
And I like how coach is changing up the plan. He's not sticking to just passing or running or just a screens play. He's mixing it all up and getting this defense off edge.
Mixing up the plays. Again, Nathan Smith coordinating this offense. Brett Oliver coordinating the Freedom defense. Out of all the sports, baseball is the most chess-like game with the amount of strategy. You're seeing that kind of here as the defense brings down Leach for a sack. Oliver Johnson, quarterback on quarterback action. Lorio. As it brings up 3rd and 13.
This is a big defensive stop for the Cowboys. They're able to stop them here and get a score. That'd be big for them.
Third and 13. Leach airing it out on the right side. Hunt in coverage, and great coverage there on Matty Spackman. Incomplete and brings up 4th down. About a minute and a half or just under it left in the first half in what's been a wild game thus far, with Ezekiel Academy leading by 2. Fourth down, booted away by Leach. 4th down here, and almost an attempt to return. It could have been dangerous if Johnson had tried to contact it there, and goes for a touchback. And we'll see the Freedom offense get back to work.
Freedom Cowboys take over 1st and 10. 1 minute.
Of course, Ezekiel Academy
Here in our first half.
set the tone early. They had the ball to start the first half, got a touchdown. And the Freedom Cowboys will get the ball to start the second half. So with 1:19 left, this offense coordinated by Kyle Collins, the goal now, march it down the field. And what a vastly different game than the first matchup. It was a 20-0 lead for the Freedom Cowboys over Ezekiel, and the Knights lead by 2. Johnson is going to air it out deep downfield, and coverage by both, and incomplete, intended for Maynard. As you see the replay here, and you know, Ronnie, I want to get your opinion on this just because of how close it was. Is that one of those you'd say maybe is a bang-bang play?
Actually, they were, again, you know, to touch each player up and kind of feel where you are on the field, that is not a foul. So we're good.
Yeah, because you always wonder on those. You know, you hear fans going, "Why isn't that a flag?" Of course, they don't study the rule book as in depth, but you know, it's one of those looked like close, but good no call, you say. As we have a timeout called by the Freedom Cowboys. So minute 12 left to go in the first half. Reminder that the 2021 NHSA National Championship semifinal is presented by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider. It's also sponsored by First Horizon, all things financial, and Crutcher's Auto Repair, trusted by Franklin, Tennessee since 1980. All right. Looks like flags down and
Snap infraction.
snap infraction called
Offense.
on the
5-yard
offense.
penalty. Replay second down.
Penalty on the Cowboys. Moves the ball back to the 15-yard line. Second down.
And there we go. False start
5-yard
offense.
penalty.
And
Replay second down.
Another penalty on the
yeah,
Cowboys.
they got it there.
Moves the ball back to the 10-yard line.
So it takes down a few seconds with a false start there. You see Grace Baptist warming up. You know, the storyline with them, Cooper Connett out with a concussion, won't be able to play at all in any of these games here in Panama City Beach. Evangel, the three-time defending national champions, they got a tough challenge ahead even without Cooper Connett. As Johnson to the right side. It's a catch and a great reception made there by T.J. Lorio. As it looks like it's not a first down. It's about a third down and 4. The clock is still running with 50 seconds. Freedom's got to have a sense of urgency here. They're wanting to get the score taken off about 15-plus seconds from coordinating this. As Johnson is going to air it out for Lorio in coverage. Just overthrew him. So it at least stops the clock now, but now you've got only 35 seconds to work with.
Absolutely. I don't know what the Cowboys were thinking, just letting that clock run and not any type of sense of urgency. Like, come on, this is a game you want to score. You want to keep it real close, because if you let Ezekiel Academy get ahead, it's going to be some issues getting back in this game.
You've seen that in the games we've covered for the Freedom Cowboys. We've seen that where they haven't really run hurry-up offense plays or really had sense of urgency situations. So and it's now a fourth down, and they're just going to opt for punting it away, not even give a chance for Leach and company to get it down, and especially when you got a great punter who gets it all the way down to the 10-yard line. And there is a flag on the backside, and at least from what we heard, it was 32. Looked like there was a punch thrown. Appleton threw a punch at Tormey, and we might have an ejection. And you see Coach Collins telling him, don't do that at all. And I don't know if we got a replay on that scenario. Probably not on that angle, and not any need to show that on camera anyway, but maybe an ejection.
Personal foul. 15-yard penalties from the end of the run.
And no ejection on that. No ejection called, at least from what we saw. It may have been it looks like a punch thrown, and 19 seconds left to go in the first half.
Foul on the Cowboys. Moves the ball out to the 25-yard line.
Of course, you saw the good coaching there from Coach Collins to tell Appleton just to shut that behavior down immediately, especially in this stage, because we mentioned it as well. Tensions are high in the national championship, or even in the semis, and the rivalry between the Knights and the Cowboys warrants, the moment you shut it down, and that's what the officials are doing here. They're shutting it down.
Regardless, you want to keep a level head, because this could cost you right here.
Incomplete, intended for Sims. Lee stops the clock at 15 seconds. And it looked like they were just opting for the screen there. I believe they have a few timeouts left that they could use for Ezekiel Academy. You wouldn't be surprised if they try to take a few shots. They got one timeout to work with. So at this point, you think maybe take a deep shot.
Absolutely.
Leach, catch, Spackman. Maddie Spackman will get the first down. They will stop the clock to spot it, but again, the Freedom Cowboys, or excuse me, Ezekiel Academy has to either call a timeout or get up to the line. 8 seconds left on the game clock, and Ezekiel Academy, they're just going to let it go to halftime. So Ezekiel Academy has 22 points, different from the end of the first time that they collided. It was 20-0. Now 22-20, the Ezekiel Academy Knights lead here at the end of 24. Iceberg Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling halftime report is coming up in a few moments here on 8-Man Extreme. Welcome, everyone, to the Iceberg Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling halftime report. I'm Spencer Thompson. That's Brendan Daniel. 22-20 right now. Ezekiel Academy leads over the Freedom Cowboys at halftime in this NHSA National Championship semifinal for Division I, presented by Kingdom.com. Brendan, close first half, a lot closer than the first matchup, and you could tell that, at least for the Freedom Cowboys, they're the higher seed for a reason, and the only reason they're down by 2 points right now is because of the two-point conversion issue, which it's been an issue for them all season long, but Freedom Cowboys, they've come to play here in Panama City Beach.
They definitely come to play, as they and like I said, their defense, it's hard for them to get past that defense. But then again, it's the penalties and the certain issues that they're having, and that's the only reason why they're stuck at 20 at the moment.
And Ezekiel Academy, they've had some great plays, and now getting Richardson into the mix in the backfield, which we haven't seen him from the several games we've seen and called all season for Ezekiel Academy. He's really playing a beneficial factor in the backfield. What's the key to victory for Ezekiel Academy to get right back to where they were a year ago in the national championship?
Just keep doing what you're doing. They're switching up the game plan on offense. I'm loving it. And like you said, they're adding Richardson. That's a big move because you could put him at tight end, running back, or just a plain blocker like they've been doing.
Big move, and just under about 12 minutes, under 10 minutes
So
left to
can we
go
just
in
stay
the
on?
halftime
They're
break.
with,
Thanks for
another
watching the
team.
Iceberg Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling
Not
halftime
video,
report.
but-
We'll be back in a few moments for the second half of
Yes.
Ezekiel Academy and the Freedom Cowboys. Thank you again for watching the Iceberg Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Halftime Report, and welcome back to coverage of the second half of the 2021 NHSA National Championship Semifinal presented by Kingdom.com. Raymond Hunt gets the ball on the weird bounce as he's still on his feet trying to return it. Raymond Hunt trying to find a block, and of course, who else? And finally, it takes a C on the defensive side to stop Raymond Hunt as he gets down to about the 48-yard line. Spencer Tomset, Brendan Daniel, Audrey Green. Audrey Green running camera shots. Jerry Jr. transitioning from the field up top. And our producer, James Shannon, bringing you the action from Pete Edwards Field in Panama City Beach, Florida. It's a fun afternoon. This is game 2 of 4. Of course, we had Southern Prep victorious over the Tennessee Heat. They're headed on to the Division II championship. And it's the handoff. Right side, Joshua Butler. And gets a carry for about 4 yards. Again, the Fighting Rangers with victorious earlier. A win to advance them to the National Championship in Division II. And they await either Westminster Christian or the Evangel Christian Blue Lightning, designated as the B team. Should be an interesting contest. That contest tonight at 7 p.m. for that second semifinal in Division II. And then Grace Baptist collides with Evangel's A team. As a good carry by Oliver Johnson to the right side. Gets a first down and a little bit more past the 35-yard line. But the Grace Baptist Golden Eagles collide with the Evangel Lightning after this contest. We'll have all of those matchups for you here on 8-Man Extreme. A fun afternoon. First time that we've done 4 games in one day. Done two games. We've done 3 in one day. Did that on 2019 when they had the semifinal in Division II and Division I championships. There only being 5 teams down in Florida. And advancement for about a 5-yard gain.
Gain of 5, second down.
Been an interesting matchup so far here from Panama City Beach. These two contests. It's been a close-knit one. This game started about an hour and 40 minutes ago when we went on the air. We're about at 1 p.m. as this ball is carried up the right side by Oliver Johnson. Keeps it there for no gain for a third down.
30, no gain. Peyton Patchell and Brandon Torney, along with Sam Brown. Result of the play is 3rd down and 5.
Now 3rd down and 5. Fake to Butler and kept by Johnson, who's going to get up and get a first down.
Oliver Johnson with a gain of 5 on 3rd down.
Moves the chains and inside the 25-yard line as this Freedom Cowboys offense continues to march down the field. Again, the Freedom Cowboys have never won a national championship. They lost by 2 points. The earlier results, of course, that were shared on the NHSA's social media. Get you that accurate score in a few moments. Final result of that, the Freedom Cowboys in 2016, they lost to Sacred Heart 60-58. Freedom Cowboys trying to bring a national trophy back to Huntsville for the first time in their program's history. As this gets carried up for loss of several yards. And Brendan, this is actually a beneficial situation here for the Freedom Cowboys. Of course, they couldn't get the score at the end of the first half, but right now they're just running out the clock. It looks like, in essence, they're trying a bunch of run plays, which they're known for, but this is taking a lot of time off of the clock and giving more pressure to Ezekiel Academy if they end up scoring here.
And this is a nice adjustment by coach as well. I mean, yeah, run out that clock, let it be your friend, and try to get the scores if you can. They're pretty close. Will's been doing a great job.
Here's Butler, right side, collides. There's a flag down in the backfield as it looked like this was a collision for Butler, and this is thrown in the backfield. We'll get the call in just a moment. Looks like it may be a defensive penalty.
Gain of 7, maybe 8 on the carry.
Blocking him back against the defense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
And it's first down there.
Ball appears to be spotted near the 6-yard line, where it'll be first and goal, Freedom Cowboys.
So now a new set of downs as the Freedom Cowboys continue to march it. They give this one to Joshua Butler. He's got some space. Joshua Butler colliding with the defender and waiting for the signal. Touchdown. Freedom Cowboys take back the lead.
And that's how you get back into the game, just able to get a nice little touchdown. Great blocking by every single offensive player out there. Just Butler just taking that man, and that's all it was.
And this is where two-point conversions can heavily affect you. As we mentioned, going down the stretch with these, because chance for it to just be a 6-point lead as the Freedom Cowboys only lead by 4. Quarterback sneak up the middle by Johnson. He's good. 2-point conversion successful, and 28-22. A minute 25 above the halfway point in the third quarter, and the Freedom Cowboys lead by 6. The 2021 NHSA National Championship Semifinal is presented by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider, is sponsored by Crumble Cookies, enjoy to every last crumb, and by Iceberg Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling services for every season. (28-22), Ezekiel Academy down by 6. See how their offense responds as here's another boot deep by Ogletree. And once again, a touchback as it bounces on the goal line.
Cowboy kick again into the end zone.
And I hear an ear from our producer, James Shannon. He was telling it, just don't worry about shooting the return because there's not going to be any kickoff returns as long as Ogletree is kicking the ball for the Freedom Cowboys. Not had a single kickoff return for Ezekiel Academy today.
I was wondering why he had Junior try to get the return, man. I was like, come on. He's not going to return it.
It's going to go to the back of the end zone. Even if it's close on the goal line, it's just with the Ogletree, 99% of the time, it's not going to be a return. But for Ezekiel Academy, They try to make a actual return here, return to their lead as here goes Corey Murphy. Corey Murphy still on his feet and inbounds down the sideline. 80 yards for the touchdown.
Corey Murphy,
And what an
number
answer
7,
back.
touchdown.
As you see, there's a key block right there. I might have missed it on the replay, but the key block was key. Because if he didn't get that block, he might have stopped Murphy a little bit early.
First down carry.
And they will attempt point after to take a 1-point lead in today's contest. Tell you, 80 yards from Corey Murphy, the senior. He's been looking and looking the entire game. He's been trying to get a big breakout rush, and he finally got it in a crucial time, too. Because we were mentioning this in the break, Brendan, the Freedom Cowboys chewed a lot of clock. And for Ezekiel Academy, the name of the game is scoring quick and early, especially with how much time the Freedom Cowboys keep taking off.
Well, honestly, I don't know if you want to score quick and early, because then that gives Freedom Cowboys another chance to run down the clock even more and score, maybe, if they're able to get down there.
Here goes Mac Mills trying to go for the PAT. It's blocked. Big move by this defense. Raymond Hunt and company excited as ever. 28-all with 7:09 left to go in the third quarter. As you see the attempted block successful.
No.
28-all here in Panama City. Line drive kick immediately caught by Tristan Martone, and he's still going. Martone gets to about the 45-yard line. A big collision with several players there, down to about the 44-yard line, and the Freedom Cowboys will get back to work.
Out across the 45-yard line. First and 10, Cowboys.
From the 44-yard line, the Freedom Cowboys will lob it back to Joshua Butler. Gets a little sand in his feet as he still stays on. Richardson tried to tug him down by the jersey, but not before he gets back to maybe a yard gain. A second down coming up.
Zorn for the defense.
Second down and 9. Butler tries to stiff arm, and a big tackle made by Richardson.
Big man Richardson just coming off that block, and he's just able to just get through. just the smallest of center. Good Lord. Get him out the way, kid.
Third down, Cowboys.
And it brings up now a third down and about 12. Freedom Cowboys doing what they usually do. Both sets of bleachers essentially packed here at Pete Edwards Field. Johnson airs it out, going deep downfield, and the catch is made. A great reception by Gavin Maynard, but waiting for the call. Is it an interception or a catch? They discuss it. They're going to discuss it here. It's a catch made by the Freedom Cowboys, as you see on the replay. Ronnie, we'll want to get your take on this in a moment, but you see here the catch made. I don't know if you could even see it from that angle, can you?
I can see it. You had a catch down in bounds, and then you stepped out of bounds. He's out of bounds with possession. Anything after subsequently after that doesn't matter.
As usual, good analysis from our friend Ronnie Perkins, and with that, the catch is made, and it is a 1st and 10 from outside the 10-yard line. As we get under 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Freedom Cowboys with another must-needed catch, tied at 20 at all, and Coach Collins having to call a timeout. That may come back to bite him later on in the latter half of the contest. 4:52 left to go in the third quarter in this NHSA semifinal presented by Kingdom.com. .452 left to go in the third quarter, and here's Joshua Butler, dangerous when he gets the ball as usual. Again, the only way to maybe reasonably get Butler down is by the jersey, and he is just short of the first down to gain, at least to make it a 1st and goal, but it's a 2nd and 1 on about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, and I can tell you from perspective, honestly, that's the best way to get a runner like him down. He's going to fight you even if you wrapping him up.
And now it's 1st and goal, Cowboys.
Johnson will keep it untouched. Touchdown. Oliver Johnson, so dangerous when he has the ball, and now a 6-point lead for the Freedom Cowboys.
And the offensive line gets to celebrate that one because they made a perfect hole for him just to waltz in and get that easy touchdown.
.404 left to go in the game. A 2-point conversion attempt trying to go towards the line. This is going to be a close call on the line. No good. No good. So 34-28 with 4:04 left to go in the third quarter. 4:04 left to go in the third quarter. Freedom Cowboys, Ezekiel Academy Knights. Been a close matchup in the semifinal. Both teams vying for a spot in the national championship on Monday night. Low line drive kick by Ogletree. Not something you see often, as this will go out of bounds. Well, it does stay true in that Ogletree does not allow any returns. Even if the ball is placed on the 40-yard line, didn't allow any returns throughout today's contest, as they'll place this at the 35-yard line.
Kick out of bounds. Ball will be placed on the 35.
For that kick off out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10 Knights.
And now the Ezekiel Academy Knights will try to respond. Game that had a lot of time taken off the clock from Freedom's first offensive drive. Is a toss to Baumgartner, gets the catch and a touchdown saving tackle from Will O'Neal, originally from Riverside, and Baumgartner gets the reception.
And again, like I said, Baumgartner's a key player to this offense. You got to get him more active in these plays, and that shows why.
We talked about it earlier in the game. It's one of those that, you know, if there were fantasy football in high school football, he wouldn't get you as many points. But that's because, again, there's just so many weapons on this Ezekiel Academy offense.
That's Cole Beasley right there.
Well, now you're exercising demons on that, as a carry there by Corey Murphy. Gets up with a gain of about 7 yards. I got Cole Beasley on my fantasy team, and anytime I bench him, he starts getting a lot of points. Yeah. Producer James saying, nice call back, but not for me. 2nd down and 3 coming up. We've got about 3 minutes left to go in the third. Handoff, ball loose, and it looks like the Freedom Cowboys defense may have fallen on it. TJ Lorio with the recovery. What a turn of events!
Yeah, at that moment, Lee should have just kept the ball and tried to run it himself instead of trying to give it to him.
Got a thumbs up from Ronnie, got the fumble recovery on that, wasn't down by contact, and now a turnover on downs. The Freedom Cowboys, a much-needed stop to try and shift the momentum in Panama City Beach. There are semifinals that usually have vibes of that. You are playing for a national championship. It seems like if we even had Ezekiel and Freedom collide in the national championship, this might have been the matchup to witness here.
Well, this is definitely national championship field. The crowd, players, everybody's just in this game.
Flag on the far side. Here's Joshua Butler just making it look easy across the 50. Butler all the way down to the 35. We do have a flag down, and do they bring this back? That's the big question. Are they bringing this back for an offensive hold? Yep. They're signaling they're bringing it back.
Legal shift. It's the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay 1st down.
Never got set on the line is what we heard. And tough break. But Joshua Butler just has that incredible run wiped off the board.
We'll move the ball back inside the 20.
Once again, the penalties are hurting these Cowboys. And once again, it's the only thing holding them back.
Brings up now what was going to be a 1st down in Knights territory is now a 1st and 15 inside of their own 20. We've seen the Cowboys overcome larger deficits before. They've been deep about 20 yards, 25 yards on the 1st down, resulted in great plays. Johnson with the keeper, going to be contacted by Patchell and company. Can't push the pile farther than a yard. 2nd and 14 coming up.
Patchell on Second down.
Hard to believe we have just over 13 minutes left to go in this contest. Someone has to win it. Someone has to advance to Monday night, berth in the national championship. Johnson, Hunt, incomplete.
Pass intended for Ring.
And brings up third down.
And I believe number 3, if he had just been paying attention, he could have picked that ball off and possibly even got points on the board.
Third down. Ball near the 21-yard line.
Johnson under pressure. He's going to be brought down by Isaiah Zorn, the senior, with a big sack in a big moment.
In Ezekiel Academy, this is a big sack for them. Get them closer to their own end zone and possible safety if they're able to get more pressure on this team.
Fourth down. Cowboys.
And a fourth down. And about a quarter of the field as the Cowboys will be forced to punt it away. They got a big defensive stand with the fumble recovery and now being forced to try and punt it deep. And Johnson has punted away in decent fashion before, as this will go all the way down to about the 37-yard line. Now 32 seconds left to go in the third quarter. What's been a wild game here in this national championship semifinal. And just over 12 minutes left to go in regulation. It's one of these contests, Brendan, that you would not be surprised if this ends up going to overtime.
Oh, absolutely not. And I'm sure, I know I will. I sure hope our viewers will enjoy it because I would love for this game to go in overtime. It's been a great game overall. And whoever loses this game, this is not a loss. This is just a lesson.
Of course, a shout out to all 40 of you watching from wherever you are as toss across them and incomplete. Would have been a touchdown for Spackman if he had pulled it in. Nobody even close to him.
Huge drop by Spackman, and unusual by him as well. You gotta wonder if he has that opportunity again, will he catch it?
I'm sure Brett Oliver is yelling at his defense on that too. Again, if Spackman had caught that, would have been gone and tie game. 2nd and 10. You mentioned it, this environment feels like a national championship across the left side, incomplete. Again, it looked like intended for Spackman.
Pass again intended for Spackman.
But it's a dangerous throw. You have 3 defensive guys around him. I don't know if he should have passed that ball.
Completion is third down and 10.
.6. 3rd and 10. Environment here loud from both fan bases. Quick screen pass. Left side to Sims. Jakyle Sims for the first down. How about a little bit more? Jakyle Sims down the sideline. Touchdown. Ezekiel Academy finds the equalizer.
Now it's just all Sims, just relying on his speed, beating one person. Perfect play by Ezekiel Academy, ready to tie the game up.
Maynard and Hunt tried to prevent the touchdown, and a 2-point conversion attempt coming out of Ezekiel Academy, not going to go for the PAT. Maybe realizing now that PATs may not win them this contest.
Absolutely not. They missed. I think they made one, I believe, and then had one blocked. Why not change it up and go for 2 on this one?
14.3. And Leach is stopped short. We are tied at 34 all. 14 seconds left to go here in the third. A defensive stand made by the Freedom Cowboys. And what a game so far. And we still have 12 minutes left to go in regulation. Again, we have the other side of the bracket. The Golden Eagles of Grace Baptist collide with the Lightning of Evangel Christian. See who will face off against the winner of the current game here. We'll have that contest immediately after the conclusion of this afternoon's game. Set to start at 4 o'clock for Grace and Evangel. Have that, and then Westminster Christian against the Evangel Blue Lightning at 7 p.m. tonight. And then, of course, Sunday at 4 p.m. we'll have Extreme Talk from the Promised Land Chapel. We'll get the coaches, player from each team of the Division I National Championship. 14 seconds. Onside kick attempt and picked up. Johnson on the kickoff return gets it to about the 48-yard line. Takes it down to 9 seconds.
A gain of 5 on the play.
Probably one more play here for the Freedom Cowboys on offense. They look to take back the lead. And again, been since 2016 since the Freedom Cowboys were in a national championship. Of course, Ezekiel, runner-up from last year, and two-time defending ACSC champions now. And 2016, of course, that was that 60-58 victory for Sacred Heart over the Freedom Cowboys. Close matchup. Freedom still trying to bring back a national championship trophy to Huntsville, as Johnson will take this to the left side, and as Peyton Patchell takes us to the end of the third quarter. 12 minutes left in regulation here, and it was 26-0 for the Freedom Cowboys at the end of the third quarter. Such a different game here, 34 all, Panama City. $12 minutes left to go in regulation from Panama City Beach, as this one carried by Joshua Butler, the senior star, avoids a tackle and will get up for move the chains for a first down. Spencer Thompson, Brendan Daniel, Ronnie Perkins, alongside our producer James Shannon and camera operators Audrey Green and Jerry Shannon Jr., bringing you the action from Pete Edwards Field in Panama City Beach, Florida, for this semifinal presented by Kingdom.com for the NHSA National Championships of 8-man football. Great environment. There's fans very much into it on both sides of the bleachers. A lot of crowd here. You can see that in the shot a little bit for Ezekiel Academy on the far side. Maybe we'll get a shot of the fans here for the Freedom Cowboys. They all travel well as Johnson keeps it. Going to be forced to a gain out of 5-6 yards. And we're seeing the Freedom Cowboys again do what they do best, which is run down the clock.
Gain of 6. Second down.
Brings up now a second down, and again, you think about all the everything that happened for 2020, 20 through even this year with the pandemic, the fact that we're able to have such big crowds here. Very fortunate as Johnson trips up in the sand. Didn't expect it. Johnson not expecting to get his fill of the beach here at Pete Edwards Field. Forced to get it there as it's now a 3rd down and 1. Third down and 1 with about 10 minutes left to go.
Is Junior's camera good?
3rd and 1. Johnson trying to push through, almost tripped up on the sand again, but he moves the chains for a 1st down inside the 30.
Johnson on the carry.
And that's a big 1st down game by them. And hopefully they can press on more and get a touchdown out of this because they're going to need it.
Peyton Patchell on the stop for the defense after the gain of 2.
As we mentioned, Freedom Cowboys taking down a lot of time. Hand off to Butler. Tries to get through. He's brought down by Tormey. Or attempted to bring him down as there's a flag from the far side and another flag coming from the back end. And we got a replay coming up on these flags. We'll see the flags thrown there, one there, and then from the far side. All right, Ronnie, what you got on that one? What you got any penalty predictions on this?
Such as a dead ball, but prior to that, wasn't quite clear on what we had, but we'll know here momentarily.
Let's see if we can call, and we got it here.
Personal foul, face mask. It's the defense. Half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
So just called a personal foul. Didn't specify what type of personal foul it was.
Face mask.
Face mask there, and 9:16.
It'll be 1st and goal, Cowboys.
And 1st and goal for the Freedom Cowboys. The penalties, not too heavy on penalties for either side this afternoon. The penalties coming in crucial moments. There's a 1st and goal. Butler looking for space, trying to get past, and Murphy is not going to let him get anywhere.
And the problem is for defense, they're trying to get him to fumble. That's not his game. He's going to hold on to that ball tight and make sure he keeps it.
Of course, Peyton Leach, the star quarterback, is much like you see around the 8-man football scene where the star quarterback is also playing on the defensive side, and the ones that stand out, of course, making plays on both sides of the ball, and Leach doing just that. 2nd and goal from the 12. Hand off again, it's a fake. Johnson finding the space. He got one man to beat. He gets down to about the 6-yard line. 3rd and goal coming up.
Oliver Johnson on the carry.
As you see here, he gets to the right side. Oliver Johnson with the option. Under 8 minutes to play here in this semifinal, as the Freedom Cowboys are trying to take the lead back. Defense got the job done on stopping the 2-point conversion to prevent the Knights from having a 2-point lead. As Johnson with the option again. Johnson is contacted by Spackman trying to push for the goal line, and he'll be about 2 yards short. As you see, Johnson once again takes it to the right side, and it's just that tackle by Spackman is why it's not another 6 points on the board. And Brendan, again, you just think about the amount of time the Freedom Cowboys have taken off. They've taken close to half of the quarter off with this drive.
And yeah, And it's super smart because you have this guy just able to run in the ball. Defense is having a hard time keeping them out the end zone.
Flag down, maybe a delay of game. Not what you needed.
Dead ball. Delay a game. Against the offense.
Will move the ball back near the 7-yard line.
So a flag down and
4th and goal.
6:45.
If I'm the Cowboys right now, I'm just going to take a field goal chance. I know you probably haven't practiced it that much, but Ogletree doesn't need much practice when it comes to kicking, honestly.
Their eyes are on 6 points. And granted, they'd have to swap sides of the field, but 4th down and goal. Incomplete pass short intended for O'Neal, and it's a turnover on downs.
Will O'Neal is incomplete on
Not what the Freedom Cowboys wanted on it, but we've seen their defense step up when they need to. We've seen them force fumbles, especially inside of their own 10-yard line. Ezekiel Academy has to be careful. And talk about coming into this game, how Ezekiel Academy has a ton to prove. They lost in the national championship last year. Went up by 3 scores even against Evangel. Didn't score after that point. And a lot for them to prove as they try to punch their ticket back to the national championship. Freedom trying to get their first berth since 2016. Hand it off. Murphy, carry of a few yards. 2nd down.
Corey Murphy on the carry. Out to the 10-yard line.
And Brendan, this is a situation that the Ezekiel Knights want to be in. You're on your own 7-yard line, trying to drive it down, potentially get the game-winning score, maybe a field goal or touchdown. But you driving at the distance of the field, if they just keep running it here and getting first downs, do the same thing Freedom just did.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, it's sometimes best to be conservative. As many people are probably trained out in the field, hey, let's be aggressive. Let's get out there. No, it's probably best to run them.
Here goes Leach, right side, and Raymond Hunt and company bring him down and moves the chains for a first down. That may be just the one big play that they want or need on this drive. And clock will continue to run as you see the carry there by Leach.
Leach also has to be careful. The way he's carrying that ball is a little iffy when he's trying to get above the player.
Grace Baptist getting dressed in the corner, waiting for the conclusion of this contest. The Evangel Lightning are also on site, getting ready for the next semifinal. The crowd into it here for the Freedom Cowboys, wanting their defense to make a big stand as the Knights have a 1st and 10 on the 23. That receiver is out to the side. Airing it out towards Baumgartner. Incomplete. Looked like he could have dove for it, and Baumgartner clenching his right thigh, but likely a cramp, and it looks like they'll have to get the training staff over to Baumgartner. Looked like he just had a cramp there, nothing serious. And especially good on Tristan Martone to check on him, was signaling for the coaching staff. You tell even with the rivalry here, sportsmanship from both sides as we step aside for an injury timeout. .5:10 left to go, and in the backfield, a sack. A loss of about 7 yards, and the Martone leading the way.
Perfect time for the Freedom Cowboys to put all that pressure on them and get that sack.
Loss of 7.
Now let's do it again and get a 4th down.
tell you, the star sophomores in Tristan Martone, as well as TJ Lorio. Future looks bright for the Freedom Cowboys. They have a decently young team, especially last year they had a young team with it being freshman heavy. Coach Collins and company, the future looks bright. And they force a 3rd down and about 17 on this Ezekiel offense. Quick toss, screen there. Catch as Hunt tried to force the tackle and forced out of bounds, not a first down, and good effort by Raymond Hunt.
Out to the 23-yard line. Setting up 4th down and 9.
So 4th down and 9. Ezekiel Academy being forced to punt it, and now the Freedom Cowboys, with how much they run down the clock, it's the destiny of the game is in their favor. Oliver Johnson back to receive the punt. Peyton Leach, where he needs a big punt.
Quarterback and quarterback action right here.
And, oh, they phased him out there. Thought it was going to be a fake punt and a great kick, as this is going to bounce backwards all the way to the 45-yard line, maybe 46. And it's 4-13.
Ezekiel kicked down at the Freedom 45-yard line. The Cowboys will take over 1st and 10.
What a semifinal, and what a start to the Division I bracket. We had a great start with the Division II. James screamed his lungs out during that game because of so many great plays from the Heat and Southern Prep. A 1st and 10. As the Freedom Cowboys start on their own 45-yard line.
This is a big offensive drive right here. They've been running down the clock. You'd be interested to see what's the scheme right here. You still run down the clock, or do you play a little aggressive?
34 all. Here goes Joshua Butler. He's got a block to the right side, down to the 40-yard line, and a 1st and 10.
Going back to the usual game plan. Just run that ball, run that clock. And with Butler on your side, you'll probably get that score, no problems.
And with that, the clock continuing on the 39-yard line, the Freedom Cowboys will drive it down inside Knights territory. They got O'Neal and MacArthur on the right side. MacArthur in motion. And here goes Butler. He's got a hole. Going through, pushing. Joshua Butler can't be stopped. He's still on his feet. Finally brought down by Peyton Leach. And a big 1st down to the 25.
Ezekiel's going to have to do better on tackling, or it's going to be an issue. They're just going to have to able to wrap him up and try not to fall for the misdirection.
On the 25-yard line, Freedom Cowboys have a chance to go up by a touchdown this late in the game.
With the clock still rolling.
Yep. Under 3 minutes. Motion. Right side. Carry there, and a carry by Johnson. Still running stuff down as, again, the crowd here just getting into it. Again, it just feels so much like a national championship in Panama City Beach.
Been hearing a lot of fans from the Cowboys side saying, show them who the real championships are in Alabama.
Motion again. Johnson over to Butler. Butler trying to avoid the sand, successfully does, and tripped up by Richardson. Richardson, again, a touchdown-saving trip there.
You got to wonder, if he hits that hole, there's a big hole for him to hit.
Yep.
He should have took that. That's nothing but free green grass for you after that.
Credit to the senior who, from the game we called the Tennessee Heat and Ezekiel Academy Knights earlier in the year, didn't call Richardson's name at all, started working his way into this offense, and Again, credit to Nathan Smith on getting him in the rotation on both sides. And now brings up a 3rd and 11 as Butler looking for the gap, and he's not going to find it. And again, Peyton Patchell and company.
Joshua Butler brought down near the 23-yard line.
This is obviously
Freedom Cowboys call a timeout from about the 23-yard line. Coach Collins will think it over and discuss, what do we do here?
This is obvious. Take the points on the board. Kick that field goal. Give Ogletree a chance. If he wins this game, a lot of guys are going to be looking at him.
And again, that's the question here is that, well, obviously they have to switch it to the other side. With the other factor you have in, if they try to field goal here, they have to swap it to the other side of the field. So Ogletree's kicking into the sun. Or at least in the last game, they were swapping extra points and PATs to the other side of the field. But well, actually, I'm told for field goals, they won't swap it to the other side of the field. It's just for points after. So they would stay on this field. So Ogletree would not have to kick into the sun, and he has the wind in his favor. So $34 all, and they will not opt for a field goal. Face a 4th and 7. Both sides know what this moment means. 4th down and 7. Johnson looking pass. It's intercepted. Elijah Ward, and there's a flag at the end of the play, but Elijah Ward gets the interception.
Elijah read that like a perfect book. Just completely ran past the wide receiver, got the interception. Perfect play by the defense.
And we'll of course get the call in just a moment as they discuss here. And Ronnie, think maybe unnecessary roughness or something. It looks like it's after the play and not affecting the interception. Looks like we'll get the announcement.
Personal foul, late hit out of bounds. It's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the.
Again, that's just tight. You have to be there to really be able to see that.
Yeah, so they call that a late hit out of bounds is what they'll call it there. So now with that, turns it over for now the Ezekiel Academy Knights. They now have the chance on the 40-yard line with a tacked-on penalty. Does the defense stand strong here as they have throughout the game? Or does Ezekiel Academy get it into the national championship? Here goes Leach. Leach to the right side, dropped by Johnson and company.
You got to question that play call. You got to question that play calling. I mean, you see the box is full. Why not try a passing play?
And 106, I believe a timeout called by Ezekiel Academy. And 106 left to go in regulation. Very much a chance of going to overtime. To my knowledge, we have the only overtime game in the national championship tournament was in 2019 in the final between Ezel Harding and Evangel Christian. So at least to my knowledge, this would be a first in a semifinal going to overtime. And same rules in overtime where it's each team gets an opportunity to possess the ball. And then it goes to sudden death. Leach airing it out towards Murphy and incomplete, overthrown, and Tristan Martone was in coverage.
If Murphy doesn't look back, try to see where he's going, I'm pretty sure he'll catch up to that ball and catch it over his shoulder.
Raymond Hunt applying pressure for the Cowboy defense. Result of the play is 3rd down and 11.
I just did this in front of their boom mic.
1 minute, 1 second. Quick toss, screen, catch, and he loses the football. Freedom falls on it. Freedom gets the recovery, Now the question is, it's ruled a catch and fumble. The receiver looks like he made a football move here. Ronnie, from what you saw in that, is that qualify for a catch and fumble?
It didn't look like he had established possession from here of the ball. I would have probably opted toward an incomplete pass at this point.
It's one of those, again, one of those really close situations on that, and you have to go with what you see in real time on the field because, of course, we have the advantage of replay. But in that moment, I believe it's the same in high school with the NFL at this point where it's a control 2 feet in a football move, correct?
You got control of the football to make a move. I wouldn't want to be there.
It's a close call on that. But with that, the Freedom Cowboys on the 49-yard line in Knights territory. They have a chance to drive it down the field. There's Johnson. Johnson looking, quick toss across the middle, incomplete. And 45, we got flags down. And it looks like it's going to go against the Freedom Cowboys.
Ineligible receiver downfield. This is the
Ineligible
offense.
downfield.
5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
And ineligible downfield as 45.9. Freedom Cowboys not traditionally a passing team, but they're trying to air it out with how much of the distance they have to go. Especially you think about it as well. Coach Collins, both of these sides are thinking, we don't want to play overtime. We have a game on Monday, hopefully Monday night. We don't want to get any more reps to the players. Johnson is going to keep it across the middle. Johnson slipped in the sand and down to about the 50-yard line and take a loss of about a yard as clock winds down, and a timeout called by the Freedom Cowboys with 33.7. As you see the replay here, slipped on the sand. That was part of it.
But if number 18 gets him a little block, I'm sure he gets nothing but green grass in front of him and doesn't slip on that sand.
33 seconds left to go in regulation. $33.7. Again, glad to have you with us. All 54 of you. We're about 27 minutes away, depending on if this goes to overtime. We're 27 minutes away from Evangel and Grace Baptist kicking off. We'll have that for you. We'll have that for you at the conclusion of this contest, whenever the next one starts. It's coming up here on 8-Man Extreme. Then we'll, of course, have the Division II semifinal between Westminster Christian and Evangel's Blue Lightning team. Well, what a contest and what a treat we've had for you. Privileged to be able to call this game here in Panama City Beach. 2nd and 11 and false start.
For the snap. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Back to the 45-yard line. Still second down.
Second down still, about a 2nd and 16. Johnson. Again, they're going for passes here in motion. Fake there. Johnson looking, going deep downfield, going for the shot and diving for it. Oh my goodness, what a catch! An amazing reception
Coach wants them to
by
go.
MacArthur.
Just a perfect cash bomb and a sacrifice throw. That's what you need out of your players.
And the clock will continue to run. The Freedom Cowboys, are they going to get a spike down in here? 15 seconds, winding down, and they finally get the spike off with about 14.6.
Stops the clock with 14 seconds to go.
And again, the wind in favor if Ogletree were to try a field goal here. But again, the question is that even in the thought process of Kyle Collins? It doesn't look like it. Or maybe they'll run it to get better field positioning. And the question is, again, because I don't think the Cowboys have any more timeouts. So they do have one timeout, so they might try to get better field positioning here as Johnson Going to try to get it up the middle, and nope, timeout. Coach Collins called the timeout. 9 seconds. So they get a little bit better field positioning on the 19-yard line. And what does Coach Collins do?
Well, it's super obvious. You had to kick the ball. Just take the points and go home.
The Golden Eagles of the Golden Eagles patiently awaiting to see who they might face off against in the national championship on Monday, as are the Evangel Lightning, both watching from the sides. And what a matchup it's turned out to be here for Panama City Beach. You know, Brendan, since we have this stoppage and we're looking at the coaches, who's your player of the game on both sides?
To be honest, I honestly couldn't tell you. So many key players have played a just amazing game today. Everybody's been putting their body on the lines, man, especially Ezekiel Academy.
Maybe Johnson and Leach.
I'll agree with you on that one, Spence. How about that
Maybe
one?
between those two, because of how great of a game they've had. 9 seconds. Freedom Cowboys airing it out towards the end zone. Touchdown! The catch made Gavin Maynard. 3 seconds. 3 seconds.
Coach is making me eat my words as he's able to link up this play right here. Just an over-the-ball short throw and a perfect catch. There's nothing else that needs to be said.
3 seconds remain. 2-point conversion attempt coming up, and the Freedom Cowboys are 3 seconds away from a date with either the Golden Eagles or the Evangel Lightning on Monday night. What a game. As Butler tries to go up the middle, 2-point conversion attempt is good, 42-34. And with this 2-point conversion, you know, it's usually booted real well by usually usually Ogletree boots it deep. This is where you either onside kick it to waste time, or because you don't give the chance to Peyton Leach and company to get a deep bomb down the field. And 3 seconds exactly left in this contest as Coach Kyle Collins has a chance to get back to the national championship for the first time since 2016. Oh my goodness, what a semifinal.
What a wonderful game. You hate to see it for Ezekiel Academy. They played hard, but hey, the Cowboys just had it going right for them.
If you come up short and they get a return, you got 8 guys spreading across the field.
What a game. I'm sure Grace and Evangel are taking a lot of notes here. Taking so many notes.
I'm sure they're sitting there gulping like, oh my gosh, what are we supposed to do against these teams?
Ogletree, again, you have to think they squib kick it, and maybe a player just immediately falls down on it as the event. Nathan Ogletree, what does he do here? Squib kick, line drive, as it is stopped and the clock runs, and they're going to try a kickoff return for a touchdown here. That's going to do it. The Freedom Cowboys, for the first time since 2016, are headed to the national championship.
Congratulations to the Freedom Cowboys from Huntsville, Alabama.
A game full of so much emotion, so much intensity, and the Freedom Cowboys. They are about to shake the hands of the Ezekiel Academy Knights. And what a game, what a contest from Panama City Beach. About 19 minutes until we get to the Lightning and the Golden Eagles. What do we have in store in that contest? We'll see in about 20 minutes time. Thank you for watching this 2021 NHSA National Championship semifinal presented by Kingdom.com. We'll be back in about 19 minutes on our YouTube channel. Don't go away. We will be back on a separate stream.